One, and we're live. Oh,
Sorry. Jeez. Hello. How it going?
hit record, Billy. How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing good, thank you. What about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Not too bad. What can you tell me? What have you been up to? What is
Uh,
life like you've been the past few days?
Well, in the past week, life has been. It's been such a life, man.
Such a
It's
life.
been such is life. It
Such
was
is life.
Actually, I once had an RE teacher come up to me and went, "Hey, Brandon, how's life?" I went, "Such is," and then I
I would
dabbed
turn
her.
around and be like, "Fucking horrible, Shelley. What about you?" Like,
That's right.
like really
That's
dig
right.
into it. And it's like, "Are you okay, Brandon? It's 9 a.m. in the morning. Like, if you had a bad night, like, I've had a bad year." Like,
The whole year's been fucking shit, man. Year 7, the bottom of the goddamn school. Yeah. But no, this week's been all right. Just podcasting with Joel and getting guests organized and accidentally
Yeah.
standing one up. And
Yeah, watch that
yeah,
podcast, you poor bastard.
yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. It turned out in the end that the guy actually just forgot. Like he later sent a
Oh, so
message to
did you
Joel.
reply?
Yeah. Eventually, like hours later, said, "Sorry, guys, I just got so caught up in my personal life." And then he sent Joel his phone number and said, "Just give us a call and we'll sort out a time." And
But it's international.
so Joel called him, and then it didn't work the first time. So we were kind of thinking, "Is this guy messing with us?" But then Joel worked out he had to add a 1 at the start for the Halifax phone numbers, and got onto him in the end. And at first, the guy had no idea who he was, and Joel just said he sounded so Canadian over the phone. It was insane. You know,
Hey,
just like,
Gwynny.
yeah. So what? And so yeah, we've sorted that out. So we've got him on next week, and a couple of other cheeky guests, which I can't name here. But it's going to be a full. It's going to be a busy week next week. It's going to be a full week of guest episodes. So
Well, that'd be good because you have. Well, is it only 2 or is it like a couple more?
Oh, we got 3 in total.
Oh, so you can stack
So
up.
it's a decent amount. Yeah,
Head,
exactly.
really
Yeah. So
knuckle down on these episodes.
So next Tuesday will be like a regular episode, but then we're doing a guest episode, filming that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So
Would you
yeah.
would you put like, I don't know how your mind works with the podcast stuff, but would you do like because you do these episodes, of course.
Yeah.
Would you have like 2 guests in a week when you do your podcast? Because you do the Tuesdays and the Thursdays, or will you push it back?
Well, see, that's what we're gonna spread them all out. So the one we do Tuesday will come out Thursday, and the one we do Wednesday will come out the following week, and then we'll see if we can get the next one on later that week.
No, that's great.
But
happy days.
Yeah, so then we thought, great, it's great that we finally got, some more action.
Yes,
right now in fucking quarantine, where we can get guests we wouldn't normally get on as well and make the most of things. But so I've been doing that. Hitting the home gym pretty hard this week, getting the weights in, getting the boxing in, and the shadow boxing and everything else. So that's all been. Actually, the other day, was it the day we were meant to film that guest episode, but ended up falling through. I was feeling really dehydrated in the morning, and I noticed that for like the last sort of week, I kept waking up in the morning feeling very dehydrated and a little bit uneasy. I thought, am I not drinking enough water? And so then I thought about it. I was thinking maybe I'm working out too much and not drinking enough water at the same time. And I found out it probably had something to do with all the protein I was having, the protein shakes I was having, because in sometimes I'd be drinking water, but probably not as much as I should have, because apparently it should be a gallon a day you're having, which is about 3 liters. And so when I'm working out, I'll have a few sips, whatever, but I don't drink too much. And then I kind of treat the protein shake as kind of my cool down kind of refreshment, So then I probably don't drink as much water as I should. So then I went a day off the protein, and just drank water for the entire day, and then I felt fine the next morning, which was good. But
now when you were telling me this the other day when we were on the phone, I thought about something that night when I was making dinner, because I had steak that night. There's a lot of protein in steaks and red meat. Would that factor into it too?
Well, here was the thing. I looked into it a little bit, not a great deal. I might even bring it up now. But when I was, I think because it's whey protein that I'm having, and it's
the
designed,
premium shit.
Yeah, so that stuff is designed to help to aid in muscle recovery and everything. So it could also be the fact that with all the nutrients and all the ingredients in it, it's making my body work harder to repair itself quicker, in a shorter amount of time. And that way it's probably using up more fluids in the body, so that I need to keep replenishing with more water. So that's where I'm thinking it might be. I'm not too sure about steak and other high protein, but I think it's more to do the rest of the stuff in it. But at the same time,
the liquid,
yeah. But at the same time, I do think if you are having a lot of protein in your diet, there should be a lot of water in it too, just like there should be a lot anyway. But yeah, it was interesting. So
like I said, I had steak the other night, and I don't have now. I used to eat heaps of steaks. I probably have maybe I'm talking a year ago. I'd have maybe one a week.
Okay.
Because you buy them in bulk and you freeze them and you do whatever. So I had one, and I kind of just eat chicken at the moment, except when it's in burgers. I'll do the beef. But yeah, I was like, oh, it's so rich. The steak I got. I was like, fuck, that is rich. And just how pristine and juicy and just it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's when you haven't had cake for a while, and then you have cake and you're like, oh, I love this, but fuck me. You know,
taste, yeah.
So which is great, because now that I had that, I had spaghetti for dinner tonight.
Yep.
I made a nice sauce and red meat, of course.
Bolognese. Yeah.
Bolognese.
Nonna Billy.
Whipped out Nonna Billy. He was there. It was
there.
Fucking
he made an appearance. Yeah. Yeah. Good shit.
It was. God, yeah. I think it's probably one of my best sauces yet.
Okay. Yeah.
I slow cooked it. For about 2 hours on a. I wouldn't say it's a medium heat. I'd say I knocked it up to the medium heat halfway through. I don't know if you've seen that office meme where it's it's Kevin's famous chili, and he undercooks the onions. Right. He's like, so everyone gets to know each other in the pot, so what I did is I undercooked the onions, so everyone got to know each other in the pot, which it actually fucking works.
Okay. It works.
Because by the time you've slow cooked the sauce, the onions are perfect.
Okay.
Because it's to a point where it's been brewing for so long that still a little bit crunchy.
Yeah.
But not too much.
Yeah. Just enough.
So I had some pasta for dinner. So yeah, I think that's the best one. I think that's going to be my recipe now. I've added some new stuff to it.
Nice, man. You'll have to make some for me one day. Maybe when we're back out of quarantine.
Fuck yeah, when we're all out of quarantine, you'll come down.
I'll come over for dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking live down the road.
We'll eat like kings and Goodfellas when they're in jail, man. I'll be there cutting up the garlic with the razor blade and the small
don't put too many onions in it.
Yeah. That's right. Now keep stirring the pot. You gotta keep stirring it.
Now we got the veal, we got the pork, but it's really that veal that just oh, I fucking love that movie.
Oh man. Classic.
What did you have for dinner?
Tonight, my dad keeps picking up food from, picking up meals and that meat and shit. And a few days ago, he picked up a lasagna, an already made one. My mum usually makes them, but my dad was like, "Oh, I'll pick that up," and it was cheap enough. And we had to use that
from the shops. Today.
Yeah, I think this was I think this was from Woolies. So so already made. We've had them before. They're quite nice, but all we did was just add an extra layer of cheese on top.
Yeah, I was going to say there's not a lot of cheese in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So did that, and then my sister made us a Greek salad, which was nice. That was good. And Yeah,
I
that was
love Greek
our.
salad.
Yeah, it's good shit
Fucking love it.
with all the ingredients and everything, and the honey mustard sauce.
Oh God,
Nice.
froth a bit of honey mustard, mate. I tell
Froth.
ya,
Yeah.
I had I did a bit of a cheeky the other day. I don't know
Yeah.
what I was doing. I was busy the whole day doing something, and I lost track of time. And I was like, "Fuck, I haven't like prepared anything or cooked anything. And I don't
Yeah.
really want to whip anything up. It's like 8 o'clock or something, or 7 o'clock." And I was like, oh, "I'm gonna get Subway, dude." And I was like, "Oh, I'm not like mad peckish, but how about the falafel? I've never had the falafel Subway.
The
Have
falafel.
you? Falafel. You know what that is?
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was falafel,
Falafel.
falafel. I've never heard someone pronounce it. Okay, yeah, that's a
Well,
vegetarian stuff, isn't it? It's vegetable, is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's falafel, falafel.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Oh,
I know.
it's
I don't
fucking.
know.
I
I never.
I'm terrible
Yeah.
because I see, and I just say, and then it's probably not the right thing. Anyway, I tried it.
Yeah. Well, it's better than me. I would have called it falafel, but falafel.
Uh,
That's probably right.
I prefer falafel. That sounds fucking exotic.
Let's ask Google.
Yeah, hey Siri, like shit. Anyway, as I was saying, I tried
Yeah.
that in the Subway. What's it sound like? Come on, tell me the fucking
Falafel.
Falafel.
What's that right? Falafel.
Falafel.
Falafel. Oh, fuck
Falafel.
that. Sorry.
A lovely falafel.
A lovely falafel. Anyway, fucking lovely. I loved it.
Mm.
It wasn't too filling.
Okay,
Because,
it was good.
if you get those meatballs or something, oh, God, they fucking cholesterol goes up. And I was like, oh, yeah. And got the honey mustard sauce with it. And it just, those spices and the herbs and the honey mustard
Really
sauce, mate. I was just like in orgasm heaven.
It's like an orgy in my mouth. Yeah.
It's an orgy in my mouth. Yeah, it was like fucking sick as. So, yeah, I reckon next time you have Subway, even if it's just a 6-inch, because I got the foot long.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Give that one a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot. Like, load it up with the salads and stuff. Run it through the garden. But, like, try it. Apparently, it's good with garlic aioli.
Garlic aioli goes well with it.
That's what it's recommended. You have it with garlic aioli.
But you just had it with the honey mustard this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I added my own. I added like some hot sauce when it got here.
Oh, nice, man.
But yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
I was watching David Blaine on the Joe Rogan Experience a few days ago. Have you watched that?
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't got around to it. I saw that Nikki comedian chick was on there today.
Oh yeah, Nikki Glaser.
Was
she
there was I don't know if that was recently or there was previews that were uploaded today.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like, sorry, I'm just yeah. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I've got to catch up. I'm so fucking far behind. How was it?
Yeah, it was great. Because so he's pretty much like I'd seen. Funnily enough, David Blaine's TED Talk from about 8 years ago, just a couple months ago, and where he's talking about how, when he held his breath for 17 minutes, when he did that whole challenge underwater, and he's talking about the one where he stood on the tower for 36 hours, spent a week in a fishbowl, fucking, buried himself, all that kind of shit, and he's talking to him about all this shit, and he says about how what his next goal is going to be, his next mission, his next trek, illusion, challenge, and this time it's the first time he's going live doing one of these in I think about 10 years. So this is going to be live streamed on YouTube on the 31st of August in the US, which I'd say would be about 1st of September for us.
1st of September,
yeah. And basically, what his idea is, it's like holding onto a bunch of balloons and being lifted into the sky. Like that Mary Poppins type thing. Like up, like a magical thing of like,
Blow it down. That's the first thing I think of. That old cunt going, yeah.
Yeah, it might as well be, because it's like that thing of, kids, imagining, oh, I wish this balloon could just take me up into the sky. So he's actually doing that. So they've created, like, with all these balloons that are going to lift him up into the air. And he's practiced it a few times, going 1,600. And it's funny because he says, because he's showing all this stuff to Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's go, what? That's 1,600 feet? And he goes, yeah.
So he's not just like levitating.
No, he's going all the way up into the sky. And he goes, 1,600 feet. Oh, that's nothing. I got up to 24,000. He goes, oh, it's funny. It's funny that you say that, 1,600 wasn't much. I'm up to 24 now. So he's all the way that far up into the sky. And that's the furthest you can go until you reach the atmosphere, until you wouldn't be able to breathe.
Ozone.
Yeah, so he's doing that. And the idea is, once he gets to that height, the balloons will bring him down. Like, they'll bring him back down. Or if not, he'll just keep going and he'd just die up there. So, and the other thing he's talking about is he doesn't want to wear a parachute. He goes, I don't want to wear a parachute because it'll ruin the illusion, which fair enough, because he wants to look like, like a real kid going up there.
Yeah.
And now he's talking about, he's like, oh, it must be so hard hanging on to that. And he goes, you don't be able to hang on to it for like a few minutes, right? He goes, well, actually, it becomes pretty unbearable after a minute of hanging on to it. So what he's going to do is he is going to have like a harness on, like a little, invisible harness to kind of go up there and hang on to it. Yeah. So he doesn't have to hang on to it the whole time with all that strength. But yeah, the thing is whether or not, if he's going to come back down. So when he does this live stream, that'll be him doing it for the first time. So they've tried it a few times with like sand and stuff and him going up there, but with safety and everything. But him trying it will be the first time live doing it. So that'll be really fucking interesting. So yeah, 1st of September. We'll have to check that out.
Well, yeah, I've been, because of course, I have a lot of, you know me, I put the film clips on in the background as I'm doing things around the house, and it's on YouTube. And so I get the ads that it's about the David Blaine thing. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. They don't explain it like that. They need to be explaining it like that, because you've told me that. I've gone, fucking hell. Yeah. It's just like, this is David Blaine's next illusion. And it's like, that's it. For like 30 seconds. Yeah. They don't go into detail. And I was like, no, dude, you gotta not saying that I can do ads, but if I was paid to do ads, I'd make sure they're fucking good. Yeah.
Make more sense. But yeah. And the fucking craziest thing is, so I'm listening to this and I'm working out, and then he gets to about an hour and a half in, and he's saying, because he does his illusion show, the David Blaine show, every night, live on stage or whatever. And he said when he'd been doing that, what he does is, so he can keep doing these tricks, whatever, he keeps practicing them throughout the week. So 3 times a week, he sews his mouth shut with a needle and thread. Sews his mouth shut. Like, actually,
in the exact same place?
No, it keeps changing.
Oh, that'd fuck up his lips.
And Joe's going, what the fuck? Like, you get a lot of scar tissue there, wouldn't you? And he goes, oh, he's like, yeah, it's all right. Like, he's so like boyish and so like, oh, it's fun, like whatever. And then he says about, and so he goes, oh, and also a few times a week, I stick an ice pick through my arm.
An ice pick?
Yeah, through the arm.
Like a proper...
A ice pick, yeah. He's got the little see-through bit at the end, so it looks proper, like, so it goes through. And what he does is he practices it, and he has to make sure that every time he does it, so he doesn't go through, it doesn't hit an artery or a nerve, or because it's a lot of vital stuff all around here. But he always goes through roughly the same spot, around about there.
Wow, and then he
sticks it through.
Fucking real gym, mate. Jeez, look at that. I got nothing, mate. Yeah, that's why I have tattoos. It's the illusion. It's David Blaine.
Oh, but he's got pretty big guns himself, and so he sticks. So he tells Joe. He goes. Oh, so come over here and stick the ice pick. He goes, no, I'm not fucking doing that. He goes, no, and he goes, just pick a spot. Just go over it wherever you want, and he sticks it through, and you're just seeing all the skin around it all move. And then you see it then come out the other end, and it's all like pinching around the skin, and then it just comes out. And then he takes it out. So this is the best part. He takes it out and he goes, "Sweet." He goes, "And it's all good." And then he says to me, he goes, "All right, yeah, you better take it out." And you see David Blaine go, "Whew." And then Joe goes, "What?" He goes, "You hit a nerve there."
Oh, fuck.
Hit a nerve in the arm when he went through it. And then he goes, "Oh, fuck this. This is insane." And he goes, "All right, now, I've never done this before, but do you want to try it through the other way? You know, he's only ever done it through
I've never done it.
So he does it through this way, comes out the other end, fine. He takes it back out, and he goes, "Notice how there's no blood? You know, like it's perfect puncture."
Well,
and, yeah.
No, so I'm just cutting you real quick, but it'd be like a piercing. You know how like I know people who've got their ears pierced and they get the holes, and you
Yeah.
you put a pencil through it.
Mm.
I've got my ear pierced, and I can still poke a needle through it.
Okay. Yeah.
I just have that, just like I do it maybe like once every
Yeah.
month and a half, just to keep it open if I ever have it again.
Right.
But as you were saying,
yeah, but then so he does that, and he's talking about this guy who, because he starts talking about Steve Irwin, and like when he died, you know, after having the stinger going into his heart, into his chest. The problem is, so he explained it, which made a lot of sense, is that a stingray stinger, it's shaped like a corkscrew, like it, well, not like corkscrew, like a like it's a full on screw.
Steve.
And so when it went into his chest, and his first instinct was to rip it out. When it went into his heart, that's holding his heart together. So as soon as he ripped it out, it just rips the whole. It just tore it totally
you're
apart.
gone. Fuck.
Yeah. So this illusionist, this guy from years ago, had the same thing. He was a 70-year-old on a boat. Oh, that might have been another person, but there was this guy who had a similar altercation with a stingray. It hit him through the chest, but he just left it there. Like the stingray left, and the stinger was just left in his chest, and he just left it there. It was similar to Steve Irwin in the heart, and he just had to wait. And the paramedics, he's there, he's having a heart attack or whatever. They keep monitoring that, and they just had to carefully unscrew it out, and then let the blood flow through the heart and pump properly so they could safely get it out. But it's fucking
he's alive.
mental.
Like
The guy survived. Yeah,
well,
but then David Blaine starts talking about this magician who inspires him, who did a lot of that kind of stuff. Like he'd stick a pole like right through here, and like a pole through there, and then he'd stick a sword through him pretty much. Yeah, he'd stick swords through his body, and it's fine going through there if you do it right, because you're not going to hit any organs. But then the stupid thing is to go this way, because you can get your lung and everything through the back and that. And the problem is he got so cocky that he decided he could do anything. And David Blaine goes, and he swallowed one of these, an ice pick. Like he swallowed the ice pick, and it just went straight down into his stomach and killed him. But yeah, and he also talks about he does the trick. How he can drink like a gallon of water, and then he's able to train his body so he can just spit it out like a hose.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there. He has about 15 bottles of water that they've just got in the studio. He just keeps doing it, just keeps drinking them. And then Joe's looking them up, and he's like, "How much have you had there?" He goes, "Oh, that's about a gallon." And then Joe goes, "See, every time I've got a guest on and they say, 'Hey, I got to use the bathroom,' I'm going to show them this video." So he's had 3 liters of water in one fucking sitting. And then he goes, "Oh, I'm going to need a little bit more." Keeps drinking it. And then he gets like a bucket there. And then you realize that he's doing his aquarium trick.
Yeah.
So he gets a little frog out, and he swallows it. Now, the first time he did this trick, the first few times he did it, he got salmonella from it because he used to not swallow it. He used to just keep the frog in his mouth, and that fucked with
like
his
the halfway trick.
Yeah, exactly. So he had all that, and it would he got salmonella a few times, but now he reckons he's immune to it because he's had it so many times through doing this trick. And so he he swallows it, and then he goes, "Oh, I'm going to need some more water." Has another 2 bottles of water. I'm thinking, fucking hell, whereabouts is this poor frog? And then he spends a bit of time, and then he eventually fucking brings it up. But it's insane, man. But my
That's fucked.
sister, because I was telling my sister about it, and she goes, I'm pretty sure he was on a David Dobrik vlog. And surely enough,
He
yeah,
was, yeah.
yeah. So you saw that one where he's, where
Well,
he
I only
goes,
saw it because it was like it got a lot of publicity, of course. Because if you think about it, magicians, anything they do is going to get publicity because it's not
yeah,
normal. Like
yeah, it's so
it should
fucking
be,
out
but
there.
it's
Yeah,
not. It
yeah,
takes a lot of skill. But yeah, I
yeah,
saw that. I was like, fucking hell.
yeah. So in that, when he did the
Shit.
he did the trick with the frog and everything, and then the one with the ice pick, and then he did the sewing of the mouth. So he sews his lips shut, and it's so fucked. You just see him, just going
I
through
gotta
like
watch
that.
this, dude.
And so then he does it, and now he can't talk, and now he brings out a deck
No
of
shit.
cards, and and he's going, pick a card. So chick picks a card, and then shows it to the camera and everything. And then he's trying to communicate with them with his fucking, so he's, and then he gets someone to like tear a piece off of the card, and
The
then
corner.
just a corner of it off, and then he puts it back into the deck, and then he throws them up in the air, does the old, and then he gets
In
some
his
scissors,
fucking mouth.
cuts it out, all folded up perfectly where the cut was.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
And then even though this one, I mean, you could work out how he did it. It's still gross though, the fact that what he had to go through to do it. He then he does a trick where he swallows the wool that he's just taken off his lips. He swallows it, and then he goes, oh, it's coming down, and then he pulls it out of the side of his belly button. It's just like it's just coming straight out of the skin. And then one, yeah.
No, as you're saying, no, like
No,
it's
what do you
just
now? And so then he pulls out the he does another trick which I thought it was probably which looked the most painful out of all of them. He they're having some wine and cheers, and then he goes, oh, mazel tov, and then he finishes and then he goes, now don't try this at home because you will die. And then he starts eating the fucking wine glass. He starts going, and he's got all these shards of glass just in his mouth, and he's eating it.
well, he'd know how to maneuver everything with his body, like
yeah, but I think because that's the thing, he's an endurance freak, like the endurance of that guy and his stamina, and because he puts himself through all that hell, yeah, it's insane. And actually, he was talking about the time he spent a week in water. And the fire brigade next door, they didn't believe he was actually in there. That's what they thought the trick was. That he wasn't actually in there. So he'd say that each night they'd flash their lights at him, and then ask him later if he saw it. Yeah, and so he just remembers sitting there just watching them and seeing that shit. But he's fucking crazy, man. I love him so much.
Watch me spend the whole weekend watching David Blaine.
Yeah,
like. I haven't seen his stuff for a while, but he taught me like this is a trick I know. So you get your hands and you go like this, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, and then you go like this, yeah, and then like you're like, oh, and then you grab their ear,
yeah,
and then you go, oh, what's that, and then you go, that's your card,
yeah.
like it's supposed to be a card. I only have sandpaper.
I was going to ask what that was.
Yeah. So it's like
I thought it was razor blade packaging or something. Yeah.
There's a more comfortable way to do it. You like, it's not really magic. It's just, it's helped me get laid a few times. But it has. And like practically, if you've got an actual card, you angle it like that. Yeah. But my webbing is so like fucking shit that I don't have the friction there.
No, okay.
So like it falls out. So I have to do it like this. I have to do it like this. And
somewhere halfway.
You see like that? Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you go like this.
Ooh.
Or it's supposed to be, you're supposed to throw it like this. Yeah? But like the good thing, like, I kid you not, this is like when God, I would have when I would try and when I had previous ex-girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah.
Their mates and stuff would ask do you have any cool party tricks? And I'm like, I don't anymore. But I used to carry a card on me.
A deck?
Just one card.
Oh, just a singular card. Yeah, okay.
Now I do it with a fucking, what do you call it? Like a credit card.
Yeah.
But now all these credit cards are so vibrant. You can it's like translucent. And if your hands are hot, bang, and that's how I would get people's attention. But the funny thing is when I, of course, first became single, so this year, I would go to the club with a card in my pocket. And I was like,
you tried it out?
Remember when we went to the Rish? And I was, oh, no, you weren't there.
Is this just with Joel? Yeah.
No, this was myself, Jared, and Brad.
Yeah, okay,
and I was fucking hammered. I was I think I was sitting down most of the time because I couldn't fucking move. Anyway,
yeah.
I'll go to the toilet and I'm doing your business, and the card falls out into the urinal, and I'm like, and people are looking at me like, the fuck? And I'm like,
this fucking creep. Dynamite, you dropped your card, bro.
I'm so fast. I'm like, magic. But once lockdown,
hang on, a bit of magic just in the men's room, the men's bathroom.
Yeah.
Card fell out of my trousers.
Oh yeah, and then
should have gone. Hey mate, is that your card?
Yeah. So once lockdown's done and the pub's open or the club's open, we're gonna go clubbing. I'm taking a deck of cards into the club. All right, it's sometimes they kind of see what you've got in your pants,
yeah.
And if they go, what's this? I'm like, you want to see a magic trick? But yeah, it's the best thing. You go and it's good if especially if you're a man, you're talking to a woman, if you're straight.
Yeah.
You're in the club, you're doing whatever, you're getting a bit close, and use your hands a lot. So you could just be like, oh yeah, and then it's, is this your card? Gets you laid. Yeah, gets you laid. It's I watched this chef.
So there you go, guys. Bring a card to the club.
Deck a card. No, bring one card.
Bring one.
You want to impress anyone? Yeah. You know what? Now that I've said this, the next relationship I'm in, when I meet the parents, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's what you're gonna do.
They'll be like, "What do you do for a living?"
I'm a street magician. No?
Bartender, but my real passion's magic. And then they'll be like, "Oh yeah," and I'll be like, "Actually, the dad goes, oh, I've got a deck of cards," and Dan, I said, "Don't worry, mate, deck of cards."
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do it with cards? No, deck of cards.
Deck of cards, mate.
I want to fucking do it. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, teach yourself. Kid you not.
Definitely.
Just go.
Works.
I love it. Yeah, and the good thing is, I have my cousins and stuff. Some of them have had kids. Because they're older. And their kids are so fucking dumb because they're kids. So they don't believe anything.
They're dumb fucking children, man.
They think, Santa's around, happy days.
Hey, I bet you think Santa's real, eh? You fucking idiot. And the tooth fairy as well.
I went over.
See their mind go, what?
And I noticed they were playing, they were teaching them go fish. They're 4 or 5.
Okay.
Whatever. Go fish. And it's just regular deck of cards,
Yeah.
And I go, hey, you want to see something funny? Whip out the card. Okay. The first time I do it, and I do it I was like, can I show you kids this? And they're like, show me first because we know you. What is this? I was like, no, I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna run away with them. Anyway, so I did it, and the card flicked, and flicked into the fucking couch or some shit. I was like, oh no!
Say in the kid's eye.
I was like, that's not what I'm doing. I don't want to hurt your kids. And my cousin's husband goes, oh, they've been little shits recently, so I don't mind.
Okay, take their eye out.
Yeah, and then I was like, no, I'll do it. And then I did it to the kids, and I kid you not, that whole night, even like I did that before dinner, like
Yeah.
they were going to bed and they're like, fucking, has he found the card? Like, you know, because I do the reverse trick. So you do it like this, and then you like you take it back, and then because you can do it so it falls into your fucking there.
Yeah.
And then gone,
It's gone.
you know. And they all fucking thought, they're like, where is this fucking card?
Where did it go? Yeah.
And every time, like, I'll chat to him on the phone, he found the card. Yeah, magic's coming back, man. Magic's coming back.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. You'll get laid
I'm
again.
gonna do it. Yeah, if you want to get laid, just one card.
Do some magic. One card, the one card wonder. That's amazing, man. It's like, remember when you were a kid and the first time you ever saw someone doing the thumb trick and how that just blew your fucking mind? You were like, how the fuck did, like, I remember when I was like 5.
Are you a doctor?
Yeah. When I was 5 or 6, I had a kid a few years above me, and this was in primary school, and he shows me that trick, and I went, what the fuck? And then I had other friends that could do it, you know, and then it wasn't until like a year or so later I realized how the trick worked. I was like, wow, that's amazing, man. It's just insane.
I mean, like I said, my man, once this fucking David Blaine does this up trick, yeah,
Magic's coming back.
I'm gonna be like, hey guys, just so you know, I can do this one card trick. Like, you know, yeah, because when I was younger, like, you know, I wasn't the most. I'm talking like, you know, before I was like 14 or something. Yeah. I wasn't the most popular kid in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
So magic was like my way in to like, to like, yeah, like I saw who was it? It was, fuck. It's that movie where, I don't know, you've seen the original. Oh no, he'd be in Spy Kids. You know the grandpa in Spy Kids?
Oh, Danny Tadeo.
No, that's the uncle.
That's the uncle. The
grandpa
in Spy Kids.
The grandpa in Spy Kids he plays the guy in Fantasy Island. The guy in the white suit. The old Fantasy Island, not the shit one we saw at the movies. Have you found it? No. No. I need verbal confirmation here. What the fuck is this? Yes.
I know the guy. I'm just trying to get his name. Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah. So he did amateur magic back in the day.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's all I wanted to say. Is that he did amateur magic. And it was like in the 60s or some shit.
Yeah.
And it was this shitty fucking video on like how to do a card trick. Right. It was on YouTube. I don't know what it'd be under now because he didn't use that name.
Yeah.
And it was like this shitty magic trick. And I would just like watch it every day because of course I wasn't getting laid.
Yeah, and so then, like, this is my way in.
This is my in.
And it's worked ever since.
Like,
when I remember kids, that's what you're going to be teaching them. This is how you get laid, children.
I'll be like, all right. They'll be like, Dad, I really like this girl. And I'll be like, ha, sit down, son. Let me get my deck of cards.
This is how I wooed your mum.
This is how
she's worked on her.
On her 5th glass of wine, like, I shouldn't have done this. Like, you know.
What a mistake. Yeah, my grandma gave me a bunch of magic DVDs and some, like, you know, those red little foam balls that you do tricks with? Don't know what the fuck, what kind of tricks you could do with them, but you could, like,
foam balls?
Because you can make them really small. Like those little squishy ones. So you can hide them into your hands and that. Yeah, like that kind of shit. I never actually watched any of them, but yeah.
No, yeah, I got a vintage set from the 1940s.
Okay.
I don't use it, of course. Like it's up on the shelf, like because it's my It's my great granddad's.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like that's like after the like he got it, like it was like war times or after the war or something.
Right.
And yeah, like it's fucking old. Like it's
Yeah.
half deteriorated, but it's
Yep.
like cool. And like yeah, they used to like he was in the war and he would like just do like play cards all the time.
Mm.
So you know that's interesting. But yeah, so he plays cards because he's in the war, and I do card tricks to get laid. So
To get
you know
laid.
how this is
The way
how
the times change.
this is how the cookie crumbles, mate. This is how it
Yeah.
crumbles.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Damn, man.
That's all.
Mm.
But what do you call it? On the topic of David Blaine,
Yeah.
has nothing to do with him, but it's like you know that illusion thing. How he didn't want to use a parachute for the balloon trick. Have you seen that guy that does that? He climbs like massive fucking mountains and rocks and shit without
Yeah.
a harness.
I think I've heard of that guy. Yeah. Yeah.
And
He does a
no,
lot.
like he
Does
uses
a lot of rock climbing type stuff. And
yeah,
yeah.
he does the chalk, like you know, but that's it.
Mm. Yeah.
And like, but like what he grabs onto, it's not like he's like fucking, you know, and it's gloves and shit. It's like the littlest fucking thing, like that.
Jesus.
And then, anyway, one time, and this was on the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah.
He wasn't on it. They were just telling a story about it. But one time he went there, and he's halfway there, and he drops his chalk. And that chalk, so the chalk, you know, makes the hands really dry, so he can, like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he drops the chalk, and I think he's halfway or more than halfway. And he's like, well, there's no point me going down now. What do I do? So he does a little bit, no chalk, and he's like, fuck, this is getting. His hands would be sweaty as because of course you don't do it in raining weather or like cold weather. He does it in
In the sun, in the middle.
Weather.
Yeah.
So especially where all these places are, like it's kind of deserty.
Doing them in more the warmer
Anyway,
climates.
luckily enough, he keeps climbing. He finds this other dude and this other mate, and they've got the harness and the chalk and the whatever. And he's like, "Hey, dude," and like he's like, "Where's your harness?" And he's like, "No, I don't need a harness. I was just wondering, can I have some chalk?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, what?" He's like, "What I'll do, I'll take the chalk, go up, come down, give it back to you. You can do the rest of it. It's only going to take me like 40 minutes or something."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Does it? Forgets to give them the chalk.
Oh shit! Forgets to come back and give him the chalk, or forgets to give him the chalk
Like
when
the
he comes back.
helicopter, because he only does the one-way trip because it's dangerous. It's more dangerous.
Right. So the
It's more
helicopter
dangerous
picks him up at the top.
going down. Yeah.
Right. So hang on, is that to say he had no plans of actually bringing them the chalk back?
No, he did. He's fucking forgot.
Okay.
So this dude's got no chalk. These lovely people. Eventually they fly back and give him some chalk, but like
okay,
you know,
I'm gonna say
poor dudes.
if then
this helicopter go off.
You fucking can't.
That guy that does the no harness, like if he drops, bang, dead.
Yeah, Jesus, man. Well, remember there was that guy. I think he was Australian, and he was doing this world record of being. He wanted to be the first man to jump out of a plane without a parachute and land. Do you remember that guy? It was a few years ago, and it was his dream to do that. And he practiced it a few times. It meant to be this big net that's meant to catch him. And he said, "No, I'm not wearing a harness ever." And his family like, "Oh yeah, you're crazy or whatever." I'm sorry, didn't want to wear a parachute or anything. But then on the 24 hours before he did it, they said to him, "Look, you have to wear a parachute." Like, you know, like they said, you have to, because the reason why he didn't want to wear it wasn't just because of like, oh no, the idea is I'm not supposed to have one, but the fact that it would make a dip in his back as he's falling, and he wouldn't be able to quite get the right momentum he needed. Yeah, so he wouldn't have been able to move his body in the right way to actually land it properly. So in the end, he had to wear it with the parachute in the end. Had no choice, and he landed it, and he was fine, and it was great.
It's fine,
but
it's
still,
like, have you seen that movie of that It's a biopic. I only saw it recently when I probably would have seen a little bit of it growing up, but only recently I was like, this is the shit. It's of what's the actor's name? Oh, it'll get to me, but it's this trapeze artist from France, and he does. You know that guy that did the back in the 60s or 70s did the I think it was the Twin Towers or something.
Oh, yeah, did the tightrope across Twin Towers?
Yeah, with no harness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that movie. That was fucking. That was on TV actually, but yeah, that was
yeah, The Walk. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Not that I would do it.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. I was going to be like the guy from Batman, but yeah.
Yeah. Robin.
Yeah. But what do you call it? I was like, that'd be sick. But I think I'll just stick to my one card trick.
Because hey, man, that gets me laid. You know.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking like, you know, because it's isolation and stuff. Of course, I have Tinder, and I've talked to a fair amount of women. But now you've just reminded me of the card trick.
Yes. So gonna work on that.
My opening line is gonna be like, "Hey, would you like to see a magic trick that doesn't involve my penis?" And they'd be like, "Yes, of course."
Go for it. Please do. Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Exciting. Didn't you say you went off Tinder for a bit? That you've gone off it? Are you back onto it again?
I have an account. I don't use it.
Okay.
I still have it. I just don't use it. It's so boring. It's no one has any fucking hobbies, and like that's not me being like, I have all these hobbies, you don't. You'd be
but
like,
the fact you ask them, and they can't give you anything. Oh, I don't know. I just live. I just exist.
Well, sometimes this is my go-to line because, like, of course, like, you know, I live near a hospital. You know, and when the conversation's getting really fucking boring, I'll just send my location, and they'll be like, "Oh, why are you at the hospital?" I'll be like, "Oh, I have back injury," and they'd be like, "Oh, like, is it okay? Like, what's wrong with it?" Like, "Oh, no, everything's fine. It just hurts from carrying this conversation." And then like unmatch, like
Oh, that's hilarious. I was thinking, where's this going? Is this a trick to get them to come see you? But no, okay.
Yeah. Well, I used to use that line before, but now I live near a fucking hospital.
Yeah.
So if I do, let's see if I can do it now. If I use Snapchat, take a photo of myself, and do the location thing, I think it might come up because I'm close. It's just there, so it should. Come on, mate. Come on. Yeah, there we go.
Anglers Hospital. That's awesome. That's great.
It's so good. Oh, it's so, and some people laugh, and some people go like, oh, "Okay." gotta have some comedy, dude.
That's right, man. Gotta laugh a little. Have some fun.
Are you on Tinder still?
No, I haven't used it in a few months.
It just gets boring.
Got rid of that. Yeah. And it's just like, well, I'm not gonna. I'm not going anywhere with someone. I'm not gonna, you know,
no dates,
someone
dude, no
somewhere.
dates.
Exactly. You know, I'm not gonna do like a Zoom date. You know, I mean, this is fine with you, but I imagine trying to. And when there's you know, Joel and I can plan the podcast all the time about the delay. When you're talking, imagine that the date's awkward enough, and you find yourself if you're talking over each other. You know,
it's like. Oh, so how's your day? Oh, yeah, it's been good, thank you. And like, you know, like, you know, like talk over each other, and like, you know, in dates, you do that anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a bit hard because you've just met this person. Like if you've just met them, you got to know how their timing is. Because I can sit there, and not say anything, and I'll just like soak it in. You know, have great time, but then I'll talk. So, you know, like it's a bit hard to, like, Tinder introduced this whole, video chat setting.
Have they? Okay.
Well, yeah, because you can do, because of lockdown, And it's not just Melbourne that everywhere's going back into it, like, New Zealand and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I was chatting to someone on Tinder, and I was like, have you ever used this setting? I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to call you. But, like, have you ever used this setting and gone, this is a great idea? No.
Yeah.
Not, like, no one has. I personally don't want to do it. Because half of the time when I'm on Tinder, I've got, like, 3 chins and I'm eating fucking Oreos or some shit. Like, or I'm, like,
you're not in your prime.
Extremely intoxicated. And I'm like, this is great. Like,
Yeah.
You don't want to be doing that. And, like, the angle you go on your phone, yeah, you're not like this, like texting like this, You're like,
yeah, it's
like,
down here.
So yeah, no, I've given up. I've
given up on it. Yeah.
I mean, like, I prefer to meet people going out or like, parties or even in just meeting them. It doesn't have to be in that setting.
Yeah, exactly. Just meeting people in person, and it's hard now when you got to keep your distance and everything. But no, well.
I mean, I'm lucky. I live alone, and I don't have to be like, "Hi, mum and dad. This is my friend," or like it's clearly from Tinder. But I've known people that have gone like, yeah, like you just say mutual friends, and it's like weird, but it catches up on you because it goes, you have all your friend group or whatever. And then your parents are there or something, and it's like, oh yeah, mutual friends. Oh, is it Tony or something? Oh no, not Tony. And eventually they go, are you fucking sure?
They work it out.
I've never had to use that because I'm too honest. I just go, from Tinder.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've seen that in bios before of like a one thing that we have to be on the same page about is that. When you meet my parents, you cannot tell them that we met on Tinder.
No, I love it.
I
love it. I just flat out say like I was chatting to my grandma the other day. She asked how you going, by the way. I said, oh, he's still alive.
Well, yeah, that's that.
Mate.
Just
anyway,
said it better than I could.
I was chatting to her about Tinder, and I was like, oh yeah. She's like, you still got it? I was like, it's fucking boring, Margaret. And she goes, oh yeah, and I was like, how funny would it be if you asked like, how'd you guys meet, and you already know, and I said like Tinder, and she said mutual friends at the same time. Like, how fucking
that'd be amazing. Yeah. She's lying.
You're like, no, don't even let that happen. Just say like mutual friends, and then I'd be like, Margaret, be like, oh, mutual friends. You just fucking, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a different angle. Like, she's one step ahead of me.
I haven't even thought of this one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on a level with my grandma. Like, I've realized that not a lot of people are on that level. Like,
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Someone was like to me, oh, so you close with your grandma or something? Or like, and I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh yeah, me too. I see mine every 3 months. I was like, dude, mum, she just walks in half the time.
Yeah.
It's not even her fucking house, and she's got a key. Like,
He goes, hey, Billy, I've come over for tea. You're like, oh, that's lovely. He goes, oh, by the way, I want you to come back to my house and do some gardening. Oh, is that why? That's why you're here. That's the real reason you're here.
She texts me, like, I'm up the road, like, I'm coming. That's the update she'll give me. This is before lockdown, of course.
You've only just gotten out of bed, and you're just about to have breakfast. No, you're just on the balcony having a smoke.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Like, if it's like that, happy days. Like, she knows what to do. But like I said, dude, like Sunday mornings, sometimes I have a crazy Saturday night. You kind of got to be like, hey, dude, is anyone there? Because it's all right if you boys are there because she loves you. But I don't want some chick from Tinder being like, oh, here gone. Like, oh, this is my shag,
I just had a thought just then, but it's different now because you've moved rooms to the bedroom. I just imagine if like for a while you'd wake up with the sun, you'd have your curtain open.
Yeah, lovely.
I could just imagine you and her in bed, and then
she knocks on the fucking window.
She gets up, and she goes, "Hello there, Billy," and she goes, "Ah!"
Yeah. I'm just being honest. I don't own
You're both
pajamas.
stalkers. Yeah. So you're both naked, and she just.
Well, funny you say that because of course I've moved rooms.
That's happened.
And I don't have any neighbours here because I'm on the balcony. All you see is like the hills. Right. In that room, there's a fucking another house. Like you can see through from the other house. And I'm getting changed in the morning, as you do. Windows
nips
open,
out,
yep. And my neighbour, like, he's cutting the lawns, and I'm like just doing my business as you do. And I look, and I was like, I think he kind of saw me a little bit because I had the lights on.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, fuck. And I was like, oh shit, I've just got to start closing these curtains, dude. Because I forgot that I had neighbours.
Neighbours on the other side. Yeah, it's just a bunch of bushes here. Oh.
And they're not like the nudists on that side. No, these are old.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to be a bit careful. But yeah, I reckon.
Only walk around stalkers in the living room, not in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
It's
they
safest.
love that.
Yeah.
They love that. I love the nudists. They're so nice to me. They always ask how I'm going.
Yeah. Okay, it's good.
Oh, I mean, they're not nude when I talk to them.
I should hope not. Didn't you say you met one of them down at the at Maxie's one day, and you're like, oh, hey, you're
you weren't clothed.
Just imagine you go, sorry, let me see if I recognize you. Oh yeah, I remember.
The sugar tits. But what do you call it? Yeah, like I haven't like talked to him about like, hey, so are you nudist? Like it's pretty obvious, but like, are you? And like, look, I'll be honest. If I wasn't doing anything, I would love to be a nudist. I just get cold too easily. That's my issue. It's not flattering, but like, it's pretty fucking obvious the height of their backyard. Like, it's because it's on a hill. So anyone from like a 50-meter distance can see their backyard. And he's just like cocking balls out, having a coffee, mate.
And there you are with the best view.
Got those big windows.
Yeah.
And like I live alone, so I can get changed in any room. Sometimes I go, oh, better close the blinds. You just got to be careful.
Just be careful, people, man. Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad I'm doing that here instead of doing that in the city. That would have been a bit like...
Well, I guess that wasn't too... Oh, actually, I guess you did have all the apartments across there. Yeah.
Well, because I got the view of the the girls' grammar school.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, a little further through there.
Yeah. So imagine going out there with my
good look. Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, having a coffee. Hey, go on, girls. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Public
indecency. Nudity,
yeah, there we go. Fucking hell. How we get to the topic of nudists?
I have no fucking idea.
I love it. It's great.
It's good.
What do you think of the new mic stand?
Yeah, it looks good, man. It's a lot like the one I got over there.
I like that it's on the ground.
Yep.
So
you can stand like a tripod, a nice little
I like that.
Stand. Yeah.
And
saves you having to lift it up to you.
Yeah, and like if we were just chatting and it wasn't a podcast, I just have it over here.
Yeah.
Out of the way. I hated it being on the desk. I hated it.
Having to lean forward into it.
Nice. No.
Yeah.
The other bit that came with it. So here, that's where the rubber bit is, because this is so heavy. It just
weigh it down.
Like, oh, that's great. I've had it for like 5 minutes and it's broken.
And this is what's fucking happened.
But luckily it comes in about 3 pieces. So I was like, this is great.
Okay.
Oh,
perfect.
I just look like a singer or something, like la la, So I love it. And I just chuck it in the corner when I don't need it.
Good.
It cost me $16.
$16? Oh, that's not bad.
From
the stand I got was about $50.
From a marriage catering site, the wedding catering site.
Oh, okay. So, right. So it could be a stand used for the mics there, hey?
So I could have bought a cake with it too, but wasn't on the menu, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know, maybe one day I might get one of those whippy do, like the ones you use for your podcast. Not that
Yeah.
one, but you know that other one, that other one that's better. The one with the twisty bits.
Oh, this one.
Yes, I wouldn't mind getting one
The
of
Yeti,
those.
the Yeti caster. Yeah, this one isn't too bad. Although the problem we have with this one though is for some reason, no matter even if you do
It's too
tighten
tough.
these up, it's all about the weight. So even if you do tighten these up really well, they still all move around and stuff.
Do they
So it's
move
weird.
up or down? Because mine was gliding down.
Okay. Yeah, well, it all depends on the weight, I guess. It like when Joel would use it, a lot of the times it would just roll down, you know, from the weight of the mic, which got a bit fucking annoying. But yeah.
I mean,
this one's really fucking good though. I think this one's really stable and keeps, you know.
Well, I used to have an
this one.
XLR mic on one of those, and it
Okay,
didn't
yeah.
glide or anything.
Yeah.
Of course, I sold all that shit.
Back in
You know
the
what's
day.
funny? I sold all of that stuff to buy a car. Yeah. Bought the car. Car's crashed.
Yeah, a write-off. Within how long after having it?
Oh. How long was that? I was at South Yarra Place for a year. I only got it a month into moving into South Yarra.
Into the lease. Okay, shit. So about 9 or 10 months, eh?
Yeah. Sold my PS4, all my recording gear, and then now what I've done is gone, I actually need that shit. So I'm buying it all back, and it's
All
expensive
again.
now.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ,
expensive.
man.
Oh, I got it for
And
a
you
steal.
didn't even crash the fucking car.
I didn't even crash the car.
Unbelievable, man.
I love not having a car sometimes. I love
Yeah,
it.
because no excuse to be like, oh, I'm a bit hungry. I'll go out and drive. Oh no, it's too far, and I don't have a car. Does it kind of put you off from certain things?
Well, I keep so thin.
Yeah. Just walking everywhere. Yeah.
No, but it's therapeutic. And I'm not paying for insurance, rego, you know, and like I said, if I was to, you know, which I probably will end up working locally, and when I mean locally, I mean like in this suburb or like the next suburb over, I'll just go for a walk, you know. It's so therapeutic. And you surprisingly, like you know, you've seen it. The car park at my unit there's not a lot of cars there, because not everyone has a car, of course.
Not everyone drives. Yeah.
But I think it's a hippie thing, but yeah, I love it. I think it's great. Like I might get one next year.
Yep.
But not like a whippy do fucking, you know. I'll just get a shit box.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too fussed.
Just whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, so like, are you gonna? I know you've got, you know, your dad's cars and stuff, but are you gonna get a car one day, or just gonna fucking?
Yeah, look, I don't know. I think as the Subaru, that would be mine, but look, I don't know.
The red one.
The red one, yeah, but that's got a lot of problems, man. We keep having problems with it. Might be soon enough time to give it up, but yeah, I don't know. For now, and yeah, exactly. And but for now, it's all right. But you know, not too fussed, really. You know,
just don't need it. Like, especially in where we live, it's pretty walking distance from everything.
Yeah, and transportation, everything. You know,
and the good thing is, like, you know, if we go out drinking to our mates, just get an Uber. We'll just get you know, just stay the night or whatever.
Oh, and you know, and before the second lockdown, I'd be coming to yours just about every Friday or Saturday night, and then I'd just walk home, be home in 15 minutes.
Just go home.
Yeah. Simple. You know, it was easy. You don't have your fucking curfews and everything, but yeah.
Fucking the 8 p.m. thing. Well, here's something ridiculous. Well, not ridiculous. Pretty smart, but I went to Woolies today. I usually do my shopping at the start of the week. But I must have last week done like a big shop or something.
Okay.
and just like a lot of the stuff I could make multiple meals out, like with chicken and stuff. So I didn't need to shop that much. So I went today just to get. Oh, it wasn't a lot. Maybe like a bag and a half worth. Anyway, I go there. I think it was maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was a line from the entrance to the car park. So you know the Woolies at St. Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the line was at the start of the car park near, like the Woolies car park, but on the St. Joe's side.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So
just because they're limiting the amount of people that can come in, or
Well, yeah. Well, so I went in.
Like
I eventually got in, and like the line was pretty long, but I eventually got in, and like the amount of fucking dawdlers. Oh, I don't know if I need the fucking chicken tonight, mate. You know, it's tough price. Like, you know, I'm like, dude, get in. Well, I've got a shopping list. All I needed was like stuff to make pasta, couple of snacks because it's the weekend, and like just extra shit like just chicken and veggies and rice. And that's all I needed. I wasn't fucking buying the whole shop. Yeah, this one chick with just a trolley just fucking. I was like, come on, Beryl, get the fuck out of here. COVID, Beryl, COVID.
Fucking COVID, Beryl.
I was like, really, dude? Like, and you can tell what type of people it is because, like, this one chick had a trolley. And maybe had 3, maybe 5 things in it. And she went to the conveyor belt where it's got the guy doing the, checkout. Yeah. I was like, you've got 5 things, dude. Like I've got a basket worth. And I'm like, I went to self-serve because I was like doing my own thing. One of the chicks at that one complimented me one time. This is ages ago. Going, oh gee, you're really fast at chucking that in the
getting through
in the stuff. And I was like, oh yeah. She's like, oh gee, you're faster than some of the people that work here. And I was like, oh, offer me a job.
Please.
I was thinking to myself, no, I just want to get out of here, mate. I'm like,
in and out.
Okay.
Duck in.
Okay.
Jesus, man.
But have you gone to the shops and waited?
No, I haven't done anything. Dad does all that. I've rarely left the house this lockdown, but
you got no need to. I only do it.
That's right. Just the essentials. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, it hasn't been too bad, but yeah.
As what do you call it? You know what I know that like Maxi's independent and stuff, but it's strange that there's no self-serve at Maxi's. Not even one.
Yeah. It is an older sort of system,
and like, and the the checkout chicks are like 50 odd, and that's not exaggerating. When I go at least, and like they don't talk to you, like well, like because they'll talk to them, like they'll talk to their mates. Actually,
I do find that a lot. Yeah, if ever when you go into the 12 items or less.
Yeah, that one chick.
They're all having a chat to each other across the booths. Mate. Yeah, it's funny.
It's like it's the old joke of like, and I can say this, but if you have one gay in a team, one gay person in a team, everything gets done. If you have 2 gays in a team, nothing gets done. Like because they like when they chat, which is true because I have a lesbian friend at work. Nothing gets done when we chat.
Okay.
Tell me gossip, Cheryl. But yeah, like, they're like, oh hi, how's it going? And they won't like say anything back. And
won't say anything. Yeah.
I'm like, oh okay.
Yeah, like, just, hey, I don't want to be here.
One time I muttered like I was like, oh hi, how's it going? And they were chatting. I was like, oh. I'll go fuck myself then. And then and she goes, oh, sorry. And I was like, oh, she heard that. Whoops. I don't have a filter and it doesn't get me in trouble. If I just kept talking, God.
Oh, yeah. That's hilarious.
I wouldn't. Oh, God. You can't take me.
I'll go fuck myself. Can't take me anyway.
Can't take me anywhere. because she laughed too, because she was like, "Oh, that's funny," and I was like, "I wasn't joking, but whatever." Like, sure, Cheryl. Oh God.
Whatever you say. Yeah, shit, man. All right, man. So, what are we gonna watch tonight? What are we in the mood for, genre-wise?
I don't know, man. Let's have a look at Netflix. Do you want to do Netflix or Stan?
Please yourself, man. Up to you.
I was actually just watching Lucifer, but I'm glad that I stopped watching that because the new season came out. I don't want to binge it.
Okay. Yeah.
They just added, what is it? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. They just added V for Vendetta on Netflix.
Okay.
That could be an option. Trainspotting 2. Did we finish that?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Oh yeah, we did. I watched Trainspotting 1 last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was chatting to
Classic.
this lovely woman, and she's like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And she likes Star Wars, and of course, Ewan McGregor's in Star Wars.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Did you say Connor?
No, Ewan.
Ewan. I thought. Wait, did you say Connor?
Connor. No.
Connor.
Hey, Connor McGregor. Anyway,
Connor. Yeah, imagine him in Star Wars. Who would he be?
Jar Jar Binks. Anyway,
Yep.
So she's like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, Trainspotting." Now the name to someone who's never seen Trainspotting, you think, "Oh, that's just about trains."
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Yeah. What's that?
And she's like, "Oh, give me like a
Synopsis?
a synopsis," and I'll pull it up because it's pretty cut and dry. But yeah, I gave her a synopsis, and she's like, "Oh my God, the guy from Star Wars," and I was like, "Yeah," but oh God. Bear with me. Here we go. She's like, "Oh, what's it about? Give me a quick bio." And I was like, "Oh, so it's called Trainspotting, but it really doesn't have much to do about trains. They all do heroin, except for this one guy who hits people with a pool cube and stabs people." And you know that guy from Star Wars that plays Obi-Wan Kenobi? So he's the biggest heroin addict in it. And then this baby dies. And that's it.
Is that where you end it? That's
she's like,
hilarious.
"Oh, it sounds interesting. Might have to give it a look." And I was like, "If that's an interesting bio, yeah, sure.
Then go for it now. Fuck,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's what I did last night. But I don't know. What are you in the mood for?
I don't know. Because what did we watch last week? We watched Freddy versus Jason last week. We feeling another horror, or should we go?
Yeah, let's go horror.
Another horror?
Do you want to watch Scream 3? Or was that pushing the screams? The shittest one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, 4.
I don't know, maybe find something we haven't watched. Something new to us.
Horror. Oh, The Shining on Netflix. Jeez. That's interesting. Trending now. That'd be good. See what all the people are watching. There's Sweet FA. God, fuck me. Come on, Netflix. There's the fight. Do you want to watch Carrie, the remake?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I didn't like the look of that one. I actually rewatched the original pretty recently.
Yeah, I did. It's on Stan, so I was like,
yeah,
gave it a watch. That's an option. Friday the 13th remake. They're doing that again, by the way. They're remaking that again.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, okay. I don't know fucking why. Supernatural movies. Let's have a look. No, fucking Sweet FA. Hollywood horror movies. No, nothing. It's all the same shit in just different categories. This is how, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, there's like nothing crazy on Netflix, dude. Because you watched Shaun of the Dead, let's see what's recommended. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, it was all right. Nothing special.
Yeah, it wasn't Oscar award winning or anything.
There's a lot of interesting movies that are yet to come on. Looks like it.
Yeah, next month looks interesting.
Yeah.
Goofy comedies. No, I don't want to really watch fucking horror comedy. I want to be scared the bejeebers out of me, man.
Fucking oath, man.
Oh, Bollywood horror. No, I'm fucking when I'm watching that. It's like that guy in the when Joel and I were coming back from Elton John, we got in the Uber, and then
He's telling you all these Bollywood movies you got to watch.
and then he wants us to go to fucking India to become Bollywood stars because we had an interest in acting, and he's like, "Yeah, hey, Bollywood. Once you go
that's
Bollywood,
the place to go. You never go back."
And then he goes to Joel. He goes, "Oh, you're a good-looking man. You'll do well in Bollywood if you get what I mean." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he goes, and then he ends the conversation with, as we're getting out of the car, because we're like, "Fuck this, just pull over." He's like, "Oh, you know, if you eat a snake, it makes your dick bigger."
Just as a fun fact on the way out of the Uber driver. So you're like, "Hey, man, I was going to give you 4 stars for this trip, but you just gave me a fact that could really change my life. 5 stars all the way."
And Joel's in the front too, so it's like I'm in the back cacking myself.
Just pissing yourself.
I'm like, I'm texting Joel, I'm like, best Uber driver ever, gonna give him 5 stars. And Joel's like, fuck this is awful. And he's like fixated on Joel. But the funny thing is, he's got the fucking phone playing these Bollywood stuff, trying to get Joel's reaction. But he's driving the car.
He's driving, yeah. I remember Joel telling me that story on the podcast.
Poor bastard.
Oh, fucking hell.
But yeah, so it was interesting. And like, yeah, we got out of the car and I was like trying not to laugh. So he didn't say, because he just stood there waiting till he goes into the station. Now I can leave. I was like trying not to cack himself. Funny as, dude. Funny as. You found anything interesting?
Going through the supernatural, I'm just getting into the international stuff. It's amazing how much international horror movies I've got on here.
Some are good. The French and Italian ones are nice. They're all gory because they don't hold back on the gore.
They don't hold back on anything, man.
Oh god, the pubic hair in the Italian films, mate. Love it. Absolutely love it. I just love seeing full bush. And it's like 2020 and it's like, that should be gone by now. Like
get onto Manscaped.
Black Sheep. Have you seen that?
Black Sheep? No, I don't think so.
You haven't seen Black Sheep?
No.
It's practically like a zombie sheep.
Zombie sheep. Okay.
It's on.
Any good?
It's on stand. Yeah. It's fucking weird, but yeah, it's not bad. Wow, it's not good, but it's not bad.
What else we got?
From Dusk Till Dawn is a horror. Would you class that a horror?
Yeah, horror, action, probably action horror. Yeah, I know it's pretty fucking creepy when they all turn to vampires. Like some of their grisly faces.
Do you like Paranormal Activity? I think I asked you this once.
Yeah, no, I wasn't a big fan of them. I thought they were pretty ordinary.
The first 2 were good, and then the other ones were just shit. And then they made it like you've got to watch every single one to keep up. And I was like, no, thank you.
No thanks.
Misery
or Missouri?
Misery.
Not Epping, Missouri. Misery. Yeah, I remember I saw that a few years ago. I quite liked that.
You want to watch it?
You've seen it, yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah. But I haven't seen it in 10
in a
years.
while. Yeah. All right, fuck it. We'll watch Misery.
It's on Stan, so we'll just get both of our... I think we can watch it at the same time. I've got the same... I bought that thing so you can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got that one better so you can...
Is it no longer... is it no longer on Netflix? I think that was how I watched it initially.
Oh, it was on Netflix a year ago.
Yeah, okay.
Not anymore.
All right, fuck it. A classic Stephen King tale.
All right.
Remember, did you remember that episode of Family Guy, Three Kings, where they're doing all the Stephen King stuff, and And
Yeah,
it's
and
and
Stewie's the
Brian
fucking
is the right. Yeah. I'm your number one fan. I'm your number one fan. And Snuggly Jeff.
and he's like, no, I don't like that ending. No.
Yes.
I fucking love that movie, man.
Jeez, man.
Jeez. All right. Well, let's watch that. Let's get on the beers
And get on the bees. Let's do it, man.
Before we fucking finish this, I have to show you. Did you see my Instagram? On my private story, I posted Daniel Andrews around a marijuana plantation.
Ah, yeah.
He absolutely fucking loves the curry, mate.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's hilarious. He's loving it. Well, it was cool. Government. It was his government that got us that allowed us for medicinal cannabis. So, if he somehow survives another term,
it's gonna
man that makes it legal for us.
It's gonna be legal. I'm just gonna be sick all the time because it's medicinal.
Oh, he's fucked up.
Man, I'm so
well, hey, as long as Canberra hasn't fucked it up for the rest of us, we should be fine.
Oh yeah, because it's legal in Canberra, isn't it?
Everyone forgot about that as of January this year.
I made like jokes about it, and then I just forgot.
So all the politicians are doing them and shit. So
imagine the fucking the oldies home, like in Canberra, like the old folks home, and they're all like
just growing it, growing their 4 plants.
This helps with the arthritis. Fucking dying here.
Oh man. Yep. Exciting times to look forward to when we're out of lockdown and we're all getting high. And on that note, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Catch you later, guys.
Bye-bye.